Welcome you all students. I come up with a question from perspective projection. First I will read out and then you will come to know what it is being given in the question. Okay. A square prism of base side 30 mm and axis height 50 mm is lying on ground on its base with a face parallel to and 15 mm behind PP. The station point is 40 mm in front of PP and 60 mm above GP and lies in the central plane passing through a point 25 to the right of the right end of the prism. Draw the perspective projection of the prism, right? First of all, take the given data. So object given is a square prism and its base side it is given as 30 mm. And what about the height of the object is given axis height 50 mm. Lying on ground, that means resting, talking about resting on ground on its base, okay, with its base it is resting with the face parallel to, when you are placing the on the ground, it face should parallel to and 15 mm 15 mm behind PP. For picture plane, this one of the face should be parallel to PP and it should be behind 15 mm. Okay, the station point is given, first station point which is 40 mm in front of PP, and then 60 mm above GP. So it is for the ground plane. So I gonna take this as SP dash, station point dash, which is of 60 mm above GP, ground plane. Then lies in a central plane passing through both the station point is lies in a central plane passing through a point 25 to the right of the right end of the prism, right? So central plane CP is passing 25 mm to the right of the prism, right? Okay, let us start our work to draw the perspective projection as per the condition has been given in the question. Okay, we know the arrangement, the layout of the plane in the perspective projection. So in the top we'll be having a line which is horizontal line, which is a PP, picture plane. At the bottom will have a plane, so horizontal line which is a ground plane, GP and PP. And then we know the image captured on the picture plane, which is a top view. Remember it. The image captured on PP is a top view. An image which is capturing on ground plane, which is nothing but the front view. Okay, which is a front view. Just for your remembrance, I'm noting down. Okay, here it is top view. This is the layout first. Okay. Now we are going to do the projection. Always, just like projection of solid, projection of plane or projection of line, we are going with the same procedure. First of all, we need to begin with a view which show the true shape of the object. Here it is a square prism. What it is given? It is resting on ground on base. With the base it is resting on ground. If suppose it is been placed something like this, in which view we can see the true shape of the object? True shape in the sense, if it is a square prism, square is a true shape. If it is a hexagon prism, hexagon is there, true shape. If it is a pentagonal prism, pentagon is there, true shape. So here, in which view we can see the true shape? Either in the top view or in the front view. In the top view, we could able to see the true shape. So top view shows the true shape. We need to begin from the top view. In the front view, we could able to see the height of the object. So in the top view, we are going to draw the what? Square. That means nothing but in the picture plane, right? Let us see. So while you are placing the object on the ground, it is given the face should be parallel to and 15 mm behind PP. So the things which taken above the PP, which is called as behind, and things which is taken below PP, which is called it as what? In front. Okay, in front. Right. So here, in order to take one of the face parallel to PP, first of all, you need to position the object something like this, so that you can make one of the face parallel to PP. Right? In this position, we are going to make it. So see here, the condition is 15 mm behind PP, so behind above, am I right? So take a line first of all, locus line, with a measurement 15 mm behind PP. And then in this locus of 15 mm line, we can draw the square. So first go for a dark line with a measurement 30 mm and have a vertical line. Then just have a horizontal line, something like this, and close it off, and make sure all these four sides are with a equal measurement 30 mm. So this is how you will get the object. What is next? So next, give the notation. It's a top view. Okay, so I'm going to capture the top base as A, B, C, D, and bottom base is P, Q, or S. When you are looking from the top base will be visible, bottom base will be invisible. So top base will be without dash, and bottom base should be captured with the within the bracket. Okay, top base will be captured A, B, C, D, and when you are coming to the bottom base, you need to capture it inside the bracket that we are gonna give as P, Q, or S. So A, B, C, and this is D. Bottom base P, Q, R, and S, which is invisible, taken inside the bracket. That's all. Coming to the next view, the top view. How will you take the top view? That we capture on the ground plane. So it is so easy. Just take the projector. Okay. Afterwards, see. What about the height of the object? Which is 50 mm, right? 50 mm. So axis height is being given. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the center for my square, and I'm gonna drop a line. This is a projector line. Okay, so that I'll specify the axis. Okay, this is the trace for the axis. In the axis, I'm going to take 50 mm in my compass and just have a cut mark. So somewhere here, you may get it. So I'm going to take here. So here I'm going to get it. So close it with a horizontal line so that you will get the boundary. So at first, you should not make any dark lines when you come to the front view. Okay, because here only we're going to get the shape of what perspective view for this prism. So it may intersect with it. So it will be confusing what are the things are there. So what we can do is we can make with a very thin line. Okay, and the notation is very important. It's a front view. So you need to look the object in this manner. Not to have the front view, we need to look the object in this manner. So in the top view, top base concern, A, B will be visible, C and D will be invisible. This is the top base. So A is visible. It's a front view, so it should be a dash mark. A, B dash, and C is an invisible one inside the brackets, and D dash is the invisible one, take it inside the brackets. What about the bottom base? P, Q will be visible, R and S will be invisible. P dash and Q dash will be a visible one, and this S dash and R dash will be invisible one, taken inside the brackets. What is next? Front view trace, top view trace and front view trace we have completed. Next, it's time to get the perspective projection. For that we need the center plane and we need to specify the station point. Okay, fine. So central plane, what about the condition given in the question? Center plane, here it is mentioned, which is 25 to the right of the prism. To the right of the prism. Okay, so this is the prism. This is the prism. Right in the sense, so here is the right. This side is the right and this side the left. So from this 25 mm ahead, if we take measurement from the face, we need to specify a vertical line which is called CP. As per the condition, this measurement should be taken 25 mm from the right of the prism at the right side. Okay, so CP, this is how we need to place it. Okay, and then come to the station point. First station point, SP is 50 mm in front of PP. So in front in the sense it captured below PP, that we know. In this center plane we need to capture it. As per the question, it has been clearly given. Okay, in the center plane take 40 mm and specify the point which is called station point. So this measurement is 40 mm. So make it the dimension. This measurement is 40 mm. 40 mm. This is the station point SP. And then station point, second station point SB dash in the front view, 60 mm above GP, ground plane. So in this center plane, take 60 mm and have a point. So you will get station point in the front view SB dash. So this station point must be taken from the ground plane 60 mm above, 60 mm from the ground plane 60 mm above the line. Okay, so here you may get the point, and this is how you need to note it, note the dimension. So I have noted down. So in the perspective view, in order to get the trace, the observer will be just watching the object from some distance, and he will be pausing the eyesight over the object. When he pauses it on, in the picture plane, the object will be traced out. Am I right? So similarly, here as well, from the station point, in order to get the trace of the perspective view for this condition, we are going to take the line that is nothing but the visual rays, okay, to the object in the front view and object in the top view. Okay, so that means from each and every corners of our object we are going to take a point to the station point. That's all. So from each and every corner I am going to take this top view. Am I right? So in the SP I am going to take a line. It is a visual rays. When you are taking the line, particular line will intersect with the the PP, picture plane, okay, which will just passes through the PP plane. Okay, so that point must be specified. That particular point is a break-even point. We call it as break-even point. The line taken from the A to the SP, which intersect on the PP plane, we can note it as A. And the same place we have P. I have written A comma P. So this is the place break-even point for D and S. So this is the point. and this is the point for the break even point B and Q. So B comma Q. So this is the break even point for corners C and R. Corners C comma R. Okay, and this is the we have completed. This is how the 4 corners have been captured. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Then come to the front view. So in the front view, the similar manner what we have done in the front view, we need to follow in the top view. Sorry, in the front view. Okay. So take all the lines to the corner from the SP. It is nothing but the visual rays from each and every corners. Take it to the station point. So when we are having it, okay, this is how the formation will be, right? So next step is, after finding the break even points in the PP line, what you have to do is we have to take the projector lines. So from the A, I going to take the projector, and we have to see in which place it is intersecting with the visual rays coming out from the front view. So when you are taking the line projector, A is coming and A visual line which is meeting at this particular place, so this would be your A. In the same line P is coming, so just drop it with the same 90-degree line. So P visual ray is here, so it meeting up on this particular place, so this would be capital P. And just take it from the next one, here D and S is here, so just intersect with the same line. So D is here, so this would be your D point, and S is here, so this line is just intersecting with this place, so this would be your capital S. And where is B and Q? So drop a line. B is just coming out from this, so this would be your spot for B, capital B. And where is Q? Q is coming out from this, am I right? So if you drop a line perpendicular to it, so somewhere here you will get, so this would be a Q. And where is C and R? C is here, C is here, okay. So this is the line for C. When you take the projector line, it intersects at this particular place, so this would be your capital C. And where is R? R line is coming from here, okay. So when you are getting the projector, somewhere here you will get the R. What you do is, from the break even point, we dropped all the projectors and we have intersect with the respective line, visual line from the front view. Okay. At that time we will be getting the spot. We have specified it as A, B, C, D in the capital letter. Okay, in the capital letter. Now just identify this shape. Just like isometric projection, we need to begin from the top base. Top base notation is A, B, C, D. Okay, always the object is being placed something like this. The observer position is here. I am the observer. Okay, so this is how the object is being placed. So when you are looking the object in this manner, definitely this top base will be visible. So what we can do is, top base A, B, C and D, we can make it as a dark one. Okay, A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A as a dark one. Always top base will be a dark one. And see, I can give a hint, always the left edge stream and right edge stream, longer edge will be a visible one. Okay, so without any confusion you can make a dark line from the C, drop a line. Okay, this is how it will be. And then in between the longer edge, that means between A to C, there is a the position of B. That particular longer edge as well a dark one. And when you are coming to the bottom base, between the left edge stream and right edge stream, the portion lying P to Q, Q to R in the front face, that also will be a dark line. I will be showing you. The position of the object is like this. Observer is just ahead with the 40 mm. So top base will be a visible one. Okay, I have noted as A, B, C, D. Okay, and here comes P, Q, R and S. Top base is visible, that we accepted, A, B, C, D. Am I right? And when you are coming to the longer edges, okay, when you are looking the object something like this, I can say A to P, which will be a what? Visible one. So this line must be taken as a dark line, A to P. So we have taken as a dark line. And when you are coming to the point B to Q, it also a dark line since it is a visible from the observer. So here comes B to Q, we have made as a dark one. Okay. And when you are coming to the C to R, that particular line also visible since it is viewable. Okay. The longer edge 1, 2, 3. It is viewable from this particular station point. Am I right? So that A to P, B to Q and C to R we have done as a dark line. And when you come to the bottom base, the region 1, 2, this will be visible. That means line from P to Q, Q to R, which will be a visible one. See here P to Q, Q to R, we have done as a dark one. The shortcut is always when you come to the isometric projection and the perspective projection, top base will be a visible one. And left extreme, longer edge will be visible. Right extreme, longer edge will be visible. And portion between the longer edge of left extreme and right extreme will be a visible one. That means B, I have dropped it. And then between the bottom base, in the bottom base, between the right extreme and bottom extreme, what are the points are in the front? That means PQ, Q to R, that also will be a dark one. And remaining edges like longer edge like D to S and the bottom base edge like P to S and S to R will be a invisible from the station point. So what we have to do is we have to capture with a dashed line. So here D2 S I have noted as a dashed line and S2 P in the bottom base will be a dashed line and S2 where S2 R, it's a connection for the bottom base P, Q or S, am I right? So you have to connect with a dashed line. Have you got it? Okay, you understood? Then the dimension work is more important. Some of the dimension work we have completed, and when you come to the prism, side and height needs to be captured in the profile. So side is been given as 30 mm. So here I'm going to capture it. For that, take the 90-degree line from the corners and parallel to the side. Just have a line and note 30 mm. And then what about the height of the prism? In the front view, I'm going to capture it. So for that, I have taken the line something like this and capture above the line 50. So almost each and every dimension I have completed behind PP 15 mm and at the right 25 mm, that also captured. Okay, and the station point as well for the top view and front view I have captured the dimensions. Okay, and then at the bottom of your profile you can write all dimensions are in mm. Okay, you need to write all dimensions are in mm as well. You have to write about the scale. Here we didn't use any reduced scale or the enlarged scale, as it is given in the question we have captured on the profile, right? So you can capture as 1:1 scale, 1:1. Okay, hope you understood. Thank you so much.